Okay, so, hi there. It's been a little bit since I've made a video, especially one not concerning 40K specifically. But I wanted to do a little walk and talk. Actually, this is like my second attempt to try to do this. Turns out I am not immediately amazing at this. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little channel update, let you know I'm still here, we're all still here, actually getting a lot of things ready to go. You'll see a lot more activity here from the Doll Wars channel in the next couple weeks or so, and then hopefully steadily holding throughout the next following year. So to start off, thank you everyone for sticking with us through this brief break that we've had, or I guess not so brief. We've been working on actually getting the Season 2 campaign started for 40K, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but as well as some updates on getting new stuff started. I want to start out by talking about Warhammer Fantasy, and particularly the End Times followed by the Age of Sigmar. A couple of people have asked me now kind of what my thoughts are on that, and quite frankly, recently I haven't actually had the time to sit down and catch up and read all of the materials out there available. I'm actually still kind of in the Nagash part of the End Times, like right at the beginning, so I have to actually get a bunch of stuff over the next few weeks and actually read up on it and see, and maybe play a couple of games, or not maybe, but definitely play a couple of games, at least trial games to get my feel of it. We've played a couple of games in the End Times, and I want to film one of those as well, and get some battle report action going on the fantasy side of things. But I want to just get more familiar with those two systems before I really say anything. I've been listening to a lot of opinions on YouTube and on the internet in general about Age of Sigmar, and kind of the details behind that, but I really want to develop my own opinions on that and my own thoughts and feelings before I say anything on my channel about it. So that will be coming up here in the next couple of months as I try to reacclimate my myself towards fantasy and getting used to that. So that is coming. Hopefully we'll see a video at least kind of discussing the direction that I'm taking as far as my process to try to keep up or catch up and refamiliarize, man, words are hard for me today, refamiliarize myself with the two systems, and as I learn more about it, because I'm not entirely sure that End Times is even supported anymore. I'm not sure if it's just Age of Sigmar. I noticed that the Games Workshop website now just has Age of Sigmar kind of as the brand name, so I need to look into that. I will get back to you on my opinions and thoughts of it when I actually know more. So that's the first thing. Warhammer Fantasy, End Times, Age of Sigmar, whatever you want to call it, goodness to follow. The second thing I wanted to quickly talk about is unaffiliated content in general, like painting tutorials, and some longtime followers might have seen my Drop Zone Commander like tactics videos that I did, stuff like that. So really one of my biggest priorities this year is to build on that a little more. Last year we did the 40K campaign, which kind of dominated all of the channel's time and space. So most of the content that we put up, aside from a few exceptions, was mostly 40K battle reports. And we're still doing that. we're going to be doing the season 2. I'll get to that here in a second. But I wanted to share the love a little bit because I feel like Drop Zone Commander and Warhammer Fantasy kind of got a little bit neglected last year on the channel, and I want to build on that a little more, especially now that the Doll Wars name, I guess, has a lot more people involved with it than just me now. We have a lot of talented painters and tacticians and stuff in the group, and I kind of want to get their voice out there. So hopefully you'll be seeing content from other folks as well. One of the big things that I wanted to really push for was a couple of painting tutorials. Because of our 40K campaign, there's a lot of models being painted in our group, a lot of armies being developed, and it's kind of something that I've been really wanting to show is our process for getting those up and on the camera. There have been a couple of battle reports, and you'll continue to see them for sure, but there's a couple of battle reports where there's like unpainted models or models that are in the process. And one of the things that I really wanted to push for in doing the first 40K campaign was that every model was painted, every model was amazing for the camera. That quickly became an unrealistic goal just because of people's time commitments and limitations. So this year, you're going to see more armies that are beautiful and different and new, but you're also going to see stuff that's still work in progress. And the reason for that is because we just kind of needed to untighten the leash a little bit on that and give people a little more leniency as far as what they can bring. So, but in doing that, because there's this push, this process to paint everything, I really want to show some of the journey in that. So and it won't be affiliated with the 40K campaign specifically. It will mostly be 40K models because of the campaign, but it'll be just like painting tutorials, general tactics videos, things like that, where people are thinking about their lists and thinking about the models that they're going to bring and getting those ready for the table. So that's going to be something, as well as I wanted to really revisit, for the older viewers out there that have been with the channel basically since its inception, I really wanted to revisit my Drop Zone Commander tactics videos that I put up now over 2 years ago, and get the series rolling on that as well. It's mostly finished, the series. There's only 3 things I wanted to talk about, and I got 2 out. The third one proved to be a little more difficult in filming, for numerous reasons, but mostly because the lesson I was trying to teach was something that I was learning myself. So it kind of devolved into a little bit of filming and then realizing that something was missing, or that I was getting the wrong message across. So there was a couple of attempts there that ultimately ended up failing. But that is going to be something that I really want to finish this year, is get that third Drop Zone Commander tactics video out. Just like with Age of Sigmar and End Times, Drop Zone Commander is also a system that I have not been keeping up with, sadly. So I really need to get back into that and do my homework and kind of revisit that. I don't know if we will be doing any battle reports. There are a couple of people in the group that have expressed interest in trying the game out, and so we might do like a little learning video or something like that. That will be pretty cool to show. But I really want to break those models out again and revisit that system, because I really love Drop Zone Commander. It's one of my faves. So I want to do that, and I want to do a couple more, and I guess this kind of follows the fantasy Warhammer Fantasy project as well, but I really wanted to do my book reviews of the other End Times series. I did Nagash, mostly because I was really excited about it. I play vampire counts, I play undead, so it was something that I was super excited about, still am. But now that there's 3 other books out there, I really want to kind of follow along that whole story arc and develop my own thoughts and opinions on that. So it won't really be part of the fantasy content, because I want to keep fantasy on the channel as far as like battle reports and tactics and stuff goes. I want to keep that apart from just like my personal thoughts and opinions, because I know when you're talking to multiple people online and sharing your opinions, not everyone's going to agree. So I want things like battle reports and tutorials or tactics talks separate from hey guys, this is what I think, just because it's not fact, it's not necessarily true. So I want to keep that separate. So that will also be coming, as well as I want to do a couple of group videos. This is going to be a harder thing to convince everyone to be involved with, but another thing that I really want to have this year is a couple of like organic sit and talk, like roundtable discussions with the group. I think that would be really fun. So have no fear. I'm going to convince my group to sit down and indulge me in that, so we can discuss kind of the news of the day. And I think that will be fun. It's been something that I've been rolling around in my head a lot, and I know there's a couple of people in the group that would love to do that. So besides fantasy, besides 40K, those are kind of the content pieces that I really want to start looking at, and something that you can look forward to if you're a religious follower of the channel. And if you are, thank you so much, because we do not deserve you right now. We haven't put up content for a while, and I do apologize for that. Okay, so the last thing is the biggest thing, the 40K campaign, Season 2. We left off in February with the last game. I think the final points level. And if you haven't been following that, in short, the 40K Slow Grow League campaign was a year-long campaign that progressed through monthly games. So we played one game a month. There were 10 of us involved. So we played 5 games a month at increasing level points levels. So the first month, I think, was something really low, like 250 points. It might have been 500. You'll have to go back and look. I can't remember. But it was like something super low, 250 to 500 points. And then it slowly increased throughout the year to 1,500 points, which was at the time kind of the, like right below the competitive level, the competitive mark being 1,850. 1,500 points was decided because a lot of people involved in the group hadn't been active in 40K for a number of years, and those that were still struggling to get a competent or cohesive army together. So we started at super low points levels to make it very easy for people to be qualified for it. We did require every model to be painted last year. It quickly turned out to be an unrealistic expectation, just because of people's time limits, time constraints, and other limitations. So this year, in Season 2, we're not going to have that requirement so much. We might do something fun to reflect that something isn't painted. Still working that out. Hopefully, you'll see that coming in the following campaign videos. But in general, the 40K Slow Grow League was the first year was a huge success for us. It gave us a lot of battle reports. It became some of our more popular videos. And I hope, if you did follow along, I hope that you enjoyed that content. I hope you really got your battle report fix from us in those videos. It was all points levels, all sorts of points levels, all sorts of different armies, which was another big goal of mine, was to film battle reports that were not just the same 2 armies fighting over and over again, because nobody wants to see that. I mean, hey, we don't really even like playing that, much less seeing it on a video. So we wanted to kind of have that diversity and show the growth, as well as foster like building a new group. And in filming all of these, you kind of got to see the beginnings of the Doll Wars group kind of form, and it was really exciting. So we're going to do it again this year, season 2. There's going to be a number of changes. The probably the most significant change is that we are now going to implement new armies. So some of the people who were playing it, wow, this plane is very close to us. If you can hear that, the plane like just flew right over my head. So the biggest change for the season 2 campaign is that a lot of the people you saw last year are going to have new armies this year. Which is something I'm super excited about because it kind of builds on that continuing diversity of battle reports and content, including myself. So I'm actually going to be playing a different army this year. And I am just as excited and not knowing where I'm going to go as you are at this point. Because I have a start, but I'm not entirely sure what direction I want to go in. So we'll see that develop through the year, hopefully, or I'll just fall behind, which is also another possibility. But yeah, we have a bunch of new armies, and we also have 2 new people joining us. And you've met them, I think, in season 2 or in season 1, briefly. Evan and Matthew will be joining us. So now we're going to have 12 people involved with this campaign. And we are also changing venues because the group kind of grew quite a bit after season 1. Towards the end of season 1 and then in the following months after, the group kind of expanded a little bit. People brought in friends and fresh blood for the tables. So we actually ended up changing our venue, so you'll see a different environment. Just like in season 1, you'll probably see a couple of battle reports happen outside of that environment as people can't show up on the day that we do it, or they're not going to be able to play until later. So those games usually ended up being at someone's house or some other place. So this time we're going to actually be filming primarily in the basement of one of our guys' house. It's a large basement. It has room for lots of tables, and there's lots of rooms down there for us. So that will be the home for season 2 for the foreseeable future. We're all really excited about it. Another thing that we wanted to change was last year we had teams, and that didn't really come through in the campaign videos. It didn't really show, mostly because we didn't encourage it in the rules or in the system that we had in place. We didn't really have a reason to have teams, but we had them, and they were just kind of an afterthought. This year we really wanted to encourage teamwork and more team communication and cooperation. So we're going to actually have a couple new rules in place for that. That's going to be mostly involved with like how territories are chosen, how our bonuses that we used, which you can actually still see on our website that we made for the campaign at baphometsector.com. I'll put that in the link below as well. But you can see kind of the rules that we're using, and our updated rules are going to encourage teamwork and team cooperation, because you're not going to be able to just have any bonus this year, which is how we did it last year. If you had won a certain number of games, you could, or if you had a certain number of territories, then you could have a certain bonus. If you were playing against someone who had more territories than you, you could actually use one of your territory bonuses against them, or stack multiple bonuses together. And then if you didn't have any territories, you could also use non-territory bonuses. So say you had 0 bonuses or 0 territories, and then your opponent had 4, you could actually use up to 4 non-territory bonuses in your army. That proved to be a little unbalanced, a little unrealistic for us to use, so that has been limited, and it also is now shared amongst the team. So there's actually going to be a collaboration there, as well as how opponents are decided in general will also be a team effort. So hopefully that will come across in the following videos. We're very excited about Season 2 to get started. You'll start seeing the first month, which we filmed June was our first month. So this month is July. Yeah, so we filmed our month 1 Season 2 battle reports in June. That will be coming up here in the next week, that you'll see after this video. So hopefully you guys really enjoy that, and see the changes that we implemented there, as well as changing the website in general. So we had our website up, and it was really helpful for us. I don't know how many people visited it or anything like that, but if you are following the campaign and you kind of want to get familiar with the rules or use the rules for your own campaign, you can see all of the information that we have on our website. We actually changed the website, made it more exciting visually, and updated the layout and made the information more accessible, as well as having more information available. So you can also check that new goodness out as well. And then finally, for the Season 2 campaign, I wanted to talk about the new direction that we're going. Just like with the teams and the cooperation, it was in place, but it didn't really come through. It wasn't encouraged that much. Also, we wanted kind of a fluffy narrative, and that was the whole point behind creating this Baphomet sector of planets. We wanted to have a living story, have reasons why everyone was fighting everyone, and it was hard to kind of build that narrative with so many people involved. We have made steps this year to encourage more fluff writing and story and reasons behind everything, including now when you see a battle report come up, it will actually show that show the planet that the two people are fighting on, and then have kind of a little story behind that on the website if you want to read into it. And for me, that's really exciting, because this whole campaign really right off the bat was to get a group of friends together, play some games, film some battle reports, and show a story. Because to me, that's kind of the most exciting way to watch a battle report, is like, there's reason behind it, there's meaning. So that's the other big change that's coming in the Season 2 campaign. So I think that's about it for me. This is just kind of a channel update, tell you that we're still here. Watch out for content in the next couple of weeks while I continue to do my homework about Age of Sigmar, End Times, Drop Zone Commander, and also try to convince my friends to put up content as well, and show you kind of their amazing talents. So I really appreciate you dropping by, listening to my little rant, and I hope you have a great day.